The rest of the story. Fred Welch rubbed his eyes with his fists, then opened them again. No, he had not been seeing things. Kneeling at the rim of the 30-foot pit, he gazed down once more at whatever it was, partly embedded in a sidewall near the bottom. It was there. Sure enough, it was there, shining like the sun. Fred clambered down, dislodged the gleaming object with his pocket knife. What he could then only have hoped turned out to be true. That breathless evening, January 1905, Fred Wells, superintendent of the premier diamond mine, first beheld and held in his hand, glowing in the South African twilight, the largest diamond ever discovered, the so-called Cullinan diamond, named after the mine's founder, Thomas Cullinan. How big is biggest? Uncut, the Cullinan diamond was 2.5 inches wide, 4.5 inches long. Weighed almost 1.5 pounds. That's over 3,000 carats. The premier mine eventually sold the extraordinary gem to the Transvaal government, which in turn planned to present it to England's King Edward VII. Only then, after announcing their intentions, did the government officials begin discussing details of the stone's transportation to England. And the more they talked, the more anxious they became. Security, they agreed, would be a nightmare. 2 years had passed since the diamond was found. By now, surely every jewel thief in the world was salivating for a crack at the big one, the Cullinan, the granddaddy of them all. From the thieves' perspective, stealing it would be worth a considerable investment in preparation, resources, weapons, manpower. Certainly elaborate schemes were at that moment being devised by the finest of criminal minds. Well, that left the Transvaal government but one option, to devise an equally elaborate scheme for protecting the Cullinan diamond. And this they did. Every agency in the public and private sector with security expertise was consulted. And then on the day of the shipment, armed guards were deployed to their various posts. A special shipping container was built, one virtually impossible to open without specific knowledge. Every step of the journey was precisely anticipated and strictly timed. And then it began. The delivery, accompanied by heavy guard, took weeks, and it was a brilliant success. King Edward received the world-famous Cullinan diamond on the occasion of his 66th birthday. The gift was accepted not only as a personal tribute, but as a token of the Transvaal's colonial allegiance to Great Britain. The rough stone was later cleft in two, then cut into 9 large and 96 smaller stones. The two largest are the two largest cut diamonds anywhere, hundreds of carats each, one mounted on the British imperial scepter and the other set in the imperial state crown. Such is the story of the Cullinan diamond. Its many children sparkle to this day, thanks at least partly to the conscientiousness of the Transvaal government in transporting it to England, and yet not even the world's jewel thieves, for all their pondering and longing, could have imagined the utter impossibility of such a heist. For the special shipping container, which arrived safely, once opened, was found to be empty. For to foil even the cleverest and most aggressive abductor, the Cullinan diamond, the real Cullinan diamond, was sent to England by common parcel post in a casually, clumsily wrapped package bearing a 3-shilling stamp. And now you know the rest of the story.